my friends. Maybe I'll forgive them. Father Kent O'Connor and Father Nicholas Ashmore.
How do I get their volume going? You guys, can you check and see if we got the volume for them?
And they do a show like daily. I think it's Monday through Friday.
Oh, are they?
I'm not sure they do on the weekend, but they're doing something every day, multiple things every day online. But they have a show at least, I know, Monday through Friday called Fireside Cats.
What did he say?
Oh, Fireside Cats.
Fireside Cats, not cats.
Can we hear him?
I don't know.
Should be about cats. That would be really cool. Fireside Chat. Oh, do you want to see it? Since they're going to be on pretty soon, we do have a little video montage, and this is really how they've been interacting with me, taunting me, and declaring war on my show.
Says there are no friends in live streaming.
No friends in live streaming. Wow, it's a cutthroat business here, live streaming.
I don't. So can you hear? Can you hear them?
I don't know. I'm looking.
I guess I can pull the. This is what I can do.
Father Kent is a gamer, and he does the board games. You should see his collection. It is amazing. And sometimes I game
No.
with them. By the
Dang,
way, Father
dang it.
Kent, who won Risk.
Oh, I can hear it a little bit, not much. But it might be coming from your computer that I can hear.
There's some legacy version. You play a whole bunch of games, and who conquered the world, and who got named the whole world. I think it's called Hummus World at the end.
I think Father Kent took offense to your cats.
Oh
He
God.
has a chat with like 10 zillion.
What did he say?
Sorry. Fireside chats, fireside cats. What's the difference? Being with God is such a silly name, so they have a very dignified name. So I like to mock and belittle things. Okay, let's show the video montage of Fireside Chat. They have a very name. So I like to mock and belittle things. Okay, let's show the video montage of Fireside Chat. Alright, is it going?
I'm not seeing it.
Well, we've got a delay. It's coming up.
This is all black.
We're not the only ones with technical difficulties.
Well, that's why. Oh, that's funny.
Hey,
Try that again. No?
we're getting like.
Well, it's because I had that on as well.
Working
Oh, okay.
earlier. This is the problem with technology.
But now are we okay, or is it still doing
I
it?
don't know.
Yeah, it's just black on my screen too.
Good morning.
So are you hearing? We're not sure if you can hear the actual video from the thing. We can't figure that out.
Yeah.
We'd like
I
to.
don't think you can.
So then if I've got him on.
Time. Well, while you get
Oh,
a
Baby
blue
Yoda's
screen, or you gonna watch? Oh yeah, Baby Yoda. Once I put Baby Yoda on, drinking coffee.
What's happening?
it boosts my
Childish.
vision.
What?
Childish. Oh, he's such a noob.
It really is.
And everybody's wondering how Baby Yoda's doing during the pandemic. Apparently he's doing just fine.
But we did post the montage on the website, or on the Facebook, and Father Kent and Good Shepherd shared it, and I apologize because there was a glitch, and I didn't get one of the titles in there, but it had already been seen by like 1,000 people, so I wasn't gonna pull it down.
You lose your life.
Sorry.
So there you go. You heard that. The montage is online. You'll have to go watch it. But needless to say, I can summarize over the week. They will mention me, and they say I always make some sort of face. And they got that face of me. I don't know where that picture came from, but and they put my face on a stick, and they bring it out every once in a while and interact with it. And so far, my side of the interactions has been limited. It's a
Limited?
face on a stick. So with God, and I said, really, that's what I actually usually get is a bean burrito.
We're having fun with Father Greg. Our show has not actually started yet. It's not 10 o'clock. We're just having some fun with our rival.
And that's pretty much it. They like interrupting my face. So
I don't know if the
I need their faces.
if his
So let's see.
words
Oh,
are
hey,
synced
he's about
up.
to show us.
I'm gonna invite to join me.
What's he done? Oh, I haven't seen it.
Whoa, that's a interesting face. And let's join with him also, his pastoral associate, or his associate pastor, sorry, Father Ashmore. Whoa, that's scary. That was when poor Father Ashmore was not Father Ashmore, it was just Nicholas, and he was our intern. I don't know where I got those things, but I do embarrassing things like that, and then I took a picture of him, and now
And to increase the height.
he suffered so much from me. Let's do a mirror image of Father Ashmore. Yeah, there we go. Father Ashmore. And we put me in the middle too. Live stream war. Tune in.
He says Father Greg on the stick is the best part of their show.
Wow. Oh boy. So now that I have the two of them with me, I don't know what to do with them. I've spent all my evening working on the video, or not. Carrie Joe does most of this, but I did cut their head. I looked through all my pictures and found these of them and had to cut them out. They do have a great show. But War, Take No Prisoners, our show is the best on the internet and probably the best in the galaxy.
Father Kent says, I look intense.
He does look intense.
The other day they were talking about if they were rappers, what their rapper names would be. Father Kent
I
or
saw
Father
that.
Seth.
Poem. So, yeah, Father Nick, or Father Ashmore, he looks like a rapper, and he said he did not have a rap name, so can we think of rapper names for Father Ashmore?
Father Kent says you're going down.
Their show starts at 10,
Yeah.
and revenge is a dish best served cold, is a Klingon proverb.
They
It
have
starts
an
at 2.
advantage because once their show starts, they can stream in your show and then they get to tease you.
And they can tease me all week long, although today's Friday, so they get today, and then all week long before I
Oops.
respond. So punily.
Wrong one.
So, yeah, that's that. Oh, you know what they need is a little Baby Yoda in between them. Can't we just have peace? Baby Yoda bring peace? No peace. We will have war. Okay. So we got Poem with me, and I don't know, rock name for Father Ashmore.
Look at that look.
Nobody's offered any. I used to call him Deaky. He didn't like that. But that was when he was a deacon. I said, hey, Deaky. But now he's not a deacon anymore. I mean, we still are underneath it all. Underneath the priesthood is the deacon, but we could call him Ashy.
Ashy. Is that the best you can come up with, Father Greg? Ashy?
They started their stream and you are in the middle of their stream.
I'm in the middle of their
You're on
stream.
their show right now. Say hi.
Oh, they're showing the whole window. Hi, Good Shepherd. Hi, Father Kent and Father Ashmore. This is from your victorious conqueror, Father Greg, at Being with God, and I'm accepting your surrender of the live stream wars, but only if you pay tribute each and every day. Tribute.
So who is going to be tribute?
Demands a daily sacrifice of a Taco Bell bean burrito every day. That is the tribute.
I volunteer Sue D for tribute.
By being with God. Thus saith Father Greg.
Sue Deep.
So now we've got Father Babyface.
Father Babyface, he is a young looking guy, Father
Ash the
Ashmore.
Bash.
Ash Bash the Bash.
What?
Sir,
The Nixter.
we have Father Andrew Strobel has joined us.
Father Andrew Strobel is a gamer. Father Kent, Father Andrew, Father Sean Tunick, and I have often played some sort of.
We're having fun. We'll get started in our show in just a minute. It's not quite 10 o'clock yet, but we're having a good time with Father Greg. We don't know if you can hear him very well, but
we played a game called Pandemic, which we played that 2 or 3 years ago. And
Did you drop me that
games,
picture
you
of
play it
MC
once,
Hummus?
It changes the board and like a storyline, and then you play it again and again and again, and it really was about pandemics and preventing the outbreaks and all that. So it's kind of prophetic. And we had started the 2nd season of this game called Pandemic, whatever it was, Legacy 2, and we didn't get very far, and so it's lingering, just like our own pandemic is lingering.
Father Kent says we volunteer Sudeep for tribute.
Hey, Sudeep, come over here. They just said, they mentioned my seminarian, that, wait, they want him as tribute, or what?
Says we volunteer Sudeep for tribute.
Sudeep, you've been volunteered for tribute. So I did want to have a special guest spot. Can we invite Sudeep to the show? He just walked by. And
We are getting right started. We'll be right there, okay, people?
They are
Or
fair
us
game.
people.
I'm gonna take off
We mean by you people.
my friends and my friend, my seminarian intern, Sudeep Cody Gondla. He's in 2nd theology. Therefore, that means he has 2 more years to go. He's done a pastoral internship with me. Is it 10 o'clock? Oh my goodness, that's
Father
half an
Andrew
hour.
says, and everyone should leave Sudeep out of this.
So, Father Andrew,
We brought him
I
in.
know this is trickle, but thumbs up. Yeah, so Sudeep.
oh, they got a fire. Oh, not what they got a fireside now too,
Oh
huh?
my, let's let the children play.
Alrighty.
10, it's kind of ominous as we invite Sudeep. We've mainly been talking about the month of May, and then Father Ken.
Oh my.
Father Nicholas Ashmore show. What is it called? Fireside Cats. I mean Chats. Chat. Have you watched that show, Father Kent and Father Ashmore?
Yeah, especially the video where they try to get you.
I'm trying to get me. Whose show do you like better?
Okay. Hey, I think it's time for us to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm working on it.
No, I'm just saying. Get that thing over
You're
there.
underevaluated. No, you can honestly answer.
All right. Well, hello everybody. We're just having some fun with Father Ashmore before we got
Father Greg.
Yes, you're Father Ashmore.
I am Father Ashmore.
So welcome
I know my
everybody.
name, and my name knows me.
Welcome to Fireside Chats. It is now 10 o'clock. That was our little pre-show fun with Father Greg, teasing him on the show. His show is live right now, so if you get bored with us,
Head on over there.
there are other
Absolutely.
options. You have your options for priest chat shows are
True.
are wide.
You can get a couple great pictures of Father Kent and I. I look very intense in one.
So, yes. Did you send me that picture of?
I did.
Let's see here. So it went to my
It
AirDrop.
went to your computer.
All right. So
So it should be in your photos now.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. So, oh yes, there we go. So again, Father Greg Hummus is a good friend of both of ours. So we're just having some.
Uh-huh. Was.
Referring to our show as Fireside Cats. He is so confused.
He is.
He was posting some pictures. So what goes around comes around. So
We have this picture coming up.
yes. So so it's Father Greg Hummus, not Hamas, not hummus, not hams. But
Although he does like hummus a lot.
he does like hummus.
He eats a lot of hummus.
I don't think he likes hams, but
Oh, no. He of course he does. He's a pig farmer.
yes, right. I was yes. Or he could be MC Hummus.
MC
So
hummus.
MC Hummus, for some reason, he dressed up as MC Hammer.
Which seems very inappropriate for a priest.
So there he is with a random dinosaur dressed up as MC Hummus. So there he is.
My question is, who is the dinosaur?
I don't know.
Is it Sudeep? It might be Sudeep.
It could be, yeah.
I don't know.
Or it could be just some random other person that was,
Right,
at the
right.
whatever festival
Well,
that
no,
was.
come on. How often do you meet a random dinosaur just walking
Oh,
around?
that's true.
This was
It's a
planned.
very good point.
I mean, oh my.
All right, so that's enough fun with being with God. Thanks for tuning in to our show, and
Absolutely.
we do recommend it. Did you see that they went to a fireside now too?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really upsetting.
they panned
It is
out,
upsetting.
and they've got a fireside also. So
You know,
being
what,
with
what
God.
do they say? The best form of compliment is imitation.
That's
something like
right.
that.
That's right.
Mhm.
So, very good. So, Father Greg, enjoy your show. We will leave you in peace. In case you didn't see our Father Greg on a stick, there he is for the episode. So, how y'all doing? We are your community in the distance here on Fireside Chat. We're happy to be here with you today. We had a beautiful consecration to Mary
9:30.
at 9:30. I thought it was just really nice to reconsecrate our parish, our families, our nation back to Mary, especially in this time of pandemic. So
Absolutely. It's beautiful. Today is the first day of May.
it
And
is.
The month of May is often associated with the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Yep.
And so hopefully throughout this whole month, you and your families can be doing more Marian devotions at home, maybe pray the rosary a little bit more if you haven't been praying the rosary. Take this time as we are starting to hopefully transition into a new phase of the coronavirus situation. I know some places are starting to open up. Consecrate to the Blessed Virgin Mary. This is your opportunity to do so. So.
Yep.
And so go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were
No,
gonna say something.
it's very good. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to comment on something. Oh, before I forget, tonight we have a wonderful opportunity. One of the things that people have sometimes been saying a little bit is they want to see more of Good Shepherd community. And one of the things that I think Good Shepherd is really known for is our music. We have a beautiful music program, and we have all those different choirs. And so what Raffaele came up with, and it was his own idea. I thought it was just a great idea, is to do kind of these concert, prayer gatherings, jam sessions, or whatever, to give the musicians a chance to play together and sing together, and to give us a chance to hear them. So I think it's a great idea. And so we're having our first of our kind of Good Shepherd concert jam prayer session thingies.
I'm hoping they have strawberry.
Strawberry jam.
I hope they have strawberry jam. If we're jamming, could they have blackberry? That'd be tasty too.
Oh dear, yes we can. So
He's sitting here like, oh no.
it's gonna be one of those days. So anyway, tonight at 7:00, they are going to do this a musical concert jam session. I think that I put the little promo video in here. Let me see if I can pull that up. But actually, let me do one other thing here.
One other thing?
Yeah.
What is that?
I needed to shut down the video just in case something was distracting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But well, anyway, you can watch. I put the promo up on the Facebook page, so just go ahead and check that out. I'm very excited about it. I think it'll be a great opportunity for our parish, for our musicians to play together and sing together, and for us to listen to them. So
Absolutely.
check that out.
We do have a lot of sets. You haven't even seen all of them yet.
That's right. I like the way that you say that. We do kind of have a bunch of sets, so we had never used that set before. That's right over here.
There's some problems with that set. We're gonna have to work with it lighting wise. We're a little dark in the face.
But yes, you've got your office set
I
for
do.
your via.
When I want to be professional.
That's right. We've got this set. We've got the chapel set. I've got my Bible study set downstairs in front of the bar. So yes, we do have quite a few different sets.
Oh, you know what'd be so cool?
What's that?
If we, it's becoming all the rage for celebrities to make drinks on like a Friday night. Have like a 10-minute video where they make a drink.
Okay.
We could use the bar for that.
We could.
That'd be very cool. We can. I can teach you how to make a good old fashioned.
Oh yeah.
We can do some of the new crazy
Old fashioned,
ones they do.
old fashioned.
An old fashioned, the real one. No, none of this.
Not a
bourbon.
new old fashioned.
None of this bourbon.
A new fashioned.
That could be fun.
Uh-huh.
A penicillin. Penicillins are great. I have to get the supplies for
I
penicillin.
thought that was like a shot.
What's that?
I thought that was like something.
No.
No.
Penicillin's fantastic.
Oh,
It's a Scotch-based drink. You gotta. It's a little complicated, so we'll work on it. A good
Okay.
friend of mine knows how to do them.
All right.
So we'll have to think about that. But we do have a lot of sets.
We do have a lot of sets, and then yes, I do have my wall of games too. If I ever want to do some sort of casual something, I could put that on the background too. But We have not used that set yet
We've not.
because I felt really a need to do that. But yeah, so that's a very good observation. So I wanted to promote that. There was something else I wanted to mention and promote, but I forgot what that was. Oh, I wanted to mention also thank you to Rafa Ornelas and Miguel Hernandez and all who organized and all who participated in the drive to help St. Catherine's in Emporia. Is that right? So Rafa approached me. I misspoke a couple days ago. That I said that, what if anyone wants to do something great? That's probably not true. I probably misspoke there. And so Mary Losick, our stewardship director, said, well, maybe that's not how we say that. But it was a great idea by Rafa and great participation. I think that people are looking for things to do and to help out. How can we help? And so I'm very grateful to Rafa for organizing that and bringing all the food and other donations down to Emporia. He brought those down yesterday. So thank you everyone for participating in that. So they filled 2 truckloads to take down, and they brought that to Father Dan down in Emporia. And then they also brought in a whole bunch of cash donations. Those we'll write a check to them. But there was about $2,300 that came in.
Which
so
is
that's
incredible.
Pretty
Thank you so
amazing.
much for your generosity. We really are proud of Good Shepherd for standing up, especially when we did it last minute like that.
Yeah.
To see your generosity come through at that point is incredible.
Very
Oh
good.
my.
Yes, we have been quick changed artists today.
We
That's
have.
true.
We're getting better at it.
Speaking of which, we were watching a little bit of
Foils War last
We
night.
were watching Foils War, but also I was going to mention we were watching America's Got Talent.
Oh, yeah.
With some of those, there was a quick change artists for their audition. They were amazing. They
Really?
did all these changes, and they're in 3 seconds they were changed completely in their costumes. It was amazing. And then their second, they made it to the next level, and their second one was really actually pretty terrible, but. The first one was really good.
Wow,
So, let me think
okay.
of that. But we did also watch Foils War, so another plug for Foils War. We misspoke though. We had the previous time we had finished season 4, which was a really good episode with the hospital and everything with the pigs.
Yeah.
And then this time was sheep.
The sheep. The only thing we'll say is that this time, episode 1 of season 5 had one scene where you had to cover your eyes a little bit. It was the first time in the whole thing we watched with this, and it wasn't really that bad. You just gotta,
Right.
protect the innocents.
But that was just the
Yeah,
opening.
he came over and covered my eyes, so,
That's right.
because you have to protect the innocent.
That's right. Okay.
Did you see that?
Well, I mean, he does have a birthday next week, so it's the end of the innocence, I guess.
I don't know. Is that what 27 is?
I don't know.
The end of the age of innocence.
The end of the age of innocence. Yep, 27 you will be on Tuesday.
I will be.
So,
So I have a personal problem.
okay, yes.
It's a little embarrassing. I don't know if I can muster the courage to.
Am I going to need to cover my ears, cover my eyes?
No. So remember a while back, I gave a homily in which I talked about the pains of celibacy, and I said that one of the pains of celibacy is that I often can't find my belt, and I have no one to tell me where I put it.
Okay.
My belt has been lost for a week and a half.
Oh, no.
I can't find it.
Oh, no.
I have no idea where I put it. It was kind of falling apart, so maybe this is God telling me.
Is that your only belt?
That's my only belt. Yeah.
How are your pants staying up?
Because
Just keep hiking them?
no, they fit.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you'll notice, I'm not wearing a belt right now,
It's
and
embarrassing.
it is. It's quite a problem.
Yeah, so you'd probably, I think you'd get like a check or whatever. You get a reprimand at the school if you showed up
At
without
seminary?
a belt. No, at our school. I think that belt is part of
belts are not required. Why I know that? Because none of the 8th graders ever wear belts.
Oh.
It's really strange.
Oh. I think, interesting.
Miss
'cause-
Swearingen and I were talking about that at one point. I think it was Miss Swearingen. It could have been Miss Holdhouse too.
Interesting. I think it was required at Our Lady of Unity.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, you were trying to get them to be upstanding citizens. They're walking around without belts on. It's quite embarrassing.
I didn't realize their belts were such a thing. Like before, I was probably about 27. No, maybe about 25 or something. Before I
I
realized
was
that
7 and 20.
before I realized that a belt, you should really wear a belt with your pants. I'm like, you only wear a belt if your pants don't, if you need it. And I was very utilitarian about belts. So if I needed a belt, I would wear a belt, and if I didn't need a belt, I wouldn't wear a belt. And so,
Yeah.
but they kind of are a piece. Now I feel kind of
naked
without my belt.
It's true. Somebody brings up a good point. Suspenders. Why aren't suspenders really a thing any longer? It's a shame.
Well, Father Ken Clem,
He wears suspenders.
he loves him his suspenders, and I think Father Weger does too.
He does. Yeah.
They're kind of on the.
Suspenders are amazing and comfortable.
I think that's what Father Ken would say.
Exactly.
Yep.
They're much more practical. I think the problem is you don't have belts. They're not designed to tie into your pants any longer, so you gotta use the clamps.
Well, the Ashmore clan seems to be very suspender friendly because I've got a second suspenders.
Yes. My dad loves suspenders.
Okay.
But here's the problem with my dad's suspenders. My dad wears suspenders and a belt at the same time.
I see.
That seems to be contradictory.
Yes, but then if you still, you could wear the suspenders, but still feel naked because you don't have a belt on.
Well, if you adjust to the suspender life.
That right. That should be a magazine. Suspender life.
So I used to, and I've not done this in a really while. I do have a pair of suspenders, so I'll think about this. But I used to often wear suspenders under the cassock.
Okay.
Because then it keeps your pants up and it's covered with the cassock. It's quite good.
Very good.
So yeah, I need to acquire a new belt. I'm very upset about that. I've had that belt for like 5 years.
That's an impressive belt stint.
It was quite broken. If anybody saw it, it was a little embarrassing looking, but it was always covered.
I have this belt here that I have on today. It's a newfangled thing.
Oh.
And it's fake. I'd never seen anything like it, but it's like you slide it in.
Oh.
And I couldn't when I first bought it, I put it on and then I couldn't figure out how to get out of it because there's a lever you got to pull, and then the.
Oh, I remember that because you were like, "Hey, can I have help?" And I was trying to get. It was very weird looking.
I don't know how to get this thing off, but I finally figured it out. But there's a little lever that got to pull the belt out. Anyway, you just never know what you're gonna get in the fireside.
Women can't wear suspenders. I'm sorry. Belts only.
Yeah.
I've never considered that thought.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I've seen some.
Harry suspenders are designed to fit on the belt. I understand that, Dad, but I don't understand why you would do that. It doesn't make any sense to me. Please, why would you wear both? I love you, but it doesn't make sense.
This is where you insert the meme of the guy eating popcorn and just let Father Ashmore and Father Ashmore's father go at it.
Oh my.
Very good. So what other questions do you have? I know that you were wondering about whether if we were suspenders or belt kinds of people. You can. I guess you can see.
I think I'm going to make a transition to suspenders again. We'll do this. Because I don't have a belt, so I don't have an option.
Do you have suspenders?
I do have suspenders somewhere.
Yeah, you should wear. Okay, I don't have suspenders.
Right.
I'm not sure if I want to buy suspenders.
I really want those pants that the suspenders are designed to be part of. We're going on this. I'm sorry, but when they have the clip right in there and so rather than clipping the suspenders, it buckles in or like.
Well, yeah, and they've got those ones that they have like the buttons that you button on. That'd be kind of Foyle's War era type of thing where you could button on your suspenders.
Right, exactly. They're quite good looking. Danny is my sister, and she is saying no to suspenders.
There is a whole kind of
there's a whole
family.
Thing
Yes,
going on. This is going to start a feud.
Well, I should have saved some popcorn from last night. We made popcorn to watch Foyle's War. And I should be eating my popcorn here as this family debate goes along with belts versus suspenders.
Would anybody else like to get in on this? Sam, are you watching? Celine Davina? Robert? Will? Anybody?
Very good.
Oh, my.
The debate goes on. So, belt or suspenders. I haven't worn suspenders for years. I found with suspenders, they just, when they often would like snap up, like the clamp got weak or something.
Which is why I don't want the clamp ones.
You're right.
You see, it solves all the problems. You need pants with it. Yeah.
It seems like I mostly wore them during like shows when I was in like high school and college theater. It seems like because people used to wear suspenders a lot more, and so as part of the costume, is you had to wear suspenders.
Yeah,
So
like if you feel like it's a Frank Sinatra type of day.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Fly me to the moon.
Carly is firm on the no suspenders. Very good.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm
my own man.
I don't know. I think you need to break out. Your. Are they black suspenders?
I think so.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They need to be like white so you can see them, but they're not going to show up on the camera.
Would be good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Very good. So what other questions? Because I know that you were really wanting to talk about suspenders all day.
suspenders today. So somebody asked us a question the other day. Oh, go
But
ahead.
before, I mean, let me do my thing here
Oh, your
before
little
I
shout out
get
to
too
okay.
too far out. I also yesterday I got out for about the first time. I went out because I mentioned yesterday that yesterday was my mom's birthday. So happy day after your birthday, Mom. There's a picture of my mom. My sister, my older sister Karen, and Tim had this great idea of making pictures of all of us kids and putting those in her yard.
Aww.
And so it was,
I didn't know that.
yeah. So there's a bunch of, if you look behind her, you can see a bunch of laminated heads on sticks. If I would have been thinking, I should have brought Father Greg along and then stuck him in there too, and it would have been our family with a random Father Greg. But anyway, it was really nice. I went out to visit my my mom and my sisters. All of my sisters were there. We maintained social distance. It's the first time I've probably seen my mom in a long time that I didn't give her a hug. You know,
Yeah.
so that was just kind of weird. So we
Very sad.
maintained 6 feet for the most part, and didn't touch except for. Rachel came up and sat by me, and I couldn't really. She's what do you say to a 4-year-old who wants to sit by you? I couldn't. So anyway, so that was one thing that I broke a little bit, but I tried to maintain as much as I could. But let me give my little talk. Let me talk to my nieces for a moment to give my little daily shout out to them. So hello there, Rachel. Hello, Rosalie, and hello, Laura. It was so nice to see you actually yesterday outside at Grandma's party. It was really nice to see you and to hang out and to run around in the yard a little bit and to play red light, green light. It was really fun, and hopefully we can do it again sometime because it was really, really fun. And hello, Dryling girls. I hope that you're watching and you're being good to your mom and dad, and I hope you're having a fun day. So. Anyway, that's my little shout out for the day. And now we will go back to the main camera. And you had something to bring up there. What do you have there,
Well,
Father Ashmore?
I believe that Carly, but I'm not sure, asked us about any favorite places we ever traveled
She
before.
did.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So, do you have a favorite place that you've traveled to or that's special to you or anything like that?
I have, before I forget, Father Ashmore, you're going to probably get lots of belts for your birthday.
Oh, no. That's not a good idea. I
So-
only need one. I've used one for the last 7 years. So
I think he needs 20 belts and 40 suspenders
He
of
does
different colors.
Father
Get him a
Ashmore
whole bunch
does
of
not-
different
no,
colored
Father Ashmore does
suspenders.
not need any of that stuff. Father Ashmore, no need that. No.
Have like Mickey Mouse suspenders.
Oh, no. What have I done? I just thought it would be a funny conversation topic.
And
I didn't know it was going to... Oh, shoot.
You have to wear whatever you receive on your birthday for the fireside chat.
Oh, no.
Okay, so yes, Carly had mentioned about traveling and have you done any? What is? What,
What's going on?
I don't know.
What happened?
What is Father Greg doing over there? He's doing something with animals or something.
What's going on?
I don't know, but he's pulling out pigs or dogs or something over there.
Is
on
he
the
playing
shore.
with puppets?
I think so. I think he's doing a
I
puppet
didn't
show.
know that. Did you know Father Greg was a ventriloquist? Neither did I. But if you... Oh,
I
my.
think we missed it. He was pulling out a pig or something.
Okay. So, little known fact about Father Greg, his family are pig farmers.
Right.
Mhm. So, hog farmers and...
That's why he said hams.
hams, exactly.
I was referring to the beer, but
Oh, I meant... Yeah, no.
uh-huh.
I meant actual hams.
Right.
Good old Sonic. Mm-hmm.
So-
On up.
So anyway, about traveling.
I'm sorry to all the vegans out there. Kind of some that ham. Taste it. Yep, go ahead.
So the traveling. Okay, Javine is asking what's your waist measurement.
On TV?
Yeah, that's what she's asking. So maybe you can provide that too. I mean, you can see it can't be very big, right? So I think it's like 16,
That's
17.
not true. No. 32.
So about traveling, we keep on getting Moving around. Yes, May 5th. May 5th is this Tuesday. Bring stuff and leave them on the porch. I accept that. That'll be a great idea. I love it. So make it happen.
Okay, so we were talking about travel. Let's get back to that topic. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, people.
I love it. So yes, I've one of the blessings is I've got to travel quite a bit. It's a blessing of seminary and priesthood. I think often is that we get some opportunities to travel. Lots of places that I have really enjoyed. I mean, so I've been to kind of all the big places, to be quite honest, which is, I mean, it's a real blessing. So I've been to Rome, I've been to the Holy Land, and I've been to Turkey and Greece as well on the travels of Peter and Paul, and that was really amazing. One of my favorite spots on that trip was Cappadocia, with the caves there. It was really amazing. So when I was in seminary, how it was supposed to be is we were supposed to spend 10 weeks in the Holy Land, in Jerusalem and Bethlehem, and do a quarter there, because we were on the quarter system, so study for a while there. And but because it was particularly violent at that time, we had to commit. Well, yeah, it was particularly violent at that time, and so they canceled the trip to the Holy Land because they were concerned about the safety there.
In general, that's not a problem at all. Actually, the Holy Land is a very safe place to travel to.
It is,
if you do it correctly.
Right, but not. I don't think it was then.
Yeah,
because there was something, and now it's even faded now, and it became really clear to me, is because of they had to put like the checkpoints in.
Okay.
Where those were coming into Jerusalem, and those weren't there back in 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
Those were, so there was some piece there that was really
some
unsafe.
Palestinian thing going on.
There was. So there was
some political issues going on at that
Right.
point. They were causing some danger.
So it was danger. They were not. It was not a safe time to travel to the Holy Land. They've figured things out now. So it's safe.
I don't want anybody to ever feel scared to visit the Holy Land. If you want to go.
Yeah.
I know, obviously, it may be different in a few years or whatnot, but generally, the Holy Land is a very safe place to travel to these days. So.
Yes, and especially if you stay in the tourist areas. If you venture off to places that you shouldn't be going, well, that's like traveling anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but that was canceled, and we were all pretty disappointed. However, and I used to say that it was a pretty good backup trip to go to Turkey, Greece, and Rome is what we did.
It's pretty good.
And it's not a bad backup. But the other good thing is, I don't think I could ever organize that trip.
No.
I can organize a trip to the Holy Land, or I can be a part of a trip there. But to spend, I think we're about 2 weeks in Turkey and about a week in Greece, and then 3 weeks in Rome and Italy or something, and 4 weeks in Italy. I don't think I could arrange that kind of a trip nowadays. So it was a real blessing to. The idea is we walked and saw all those areas. We went to Ephesus and Athens and Thessaloniki and all these different territories, and it was an amazing trip. So, that was
Why would
great.
you take that trip in particular? Like, what's interesting about those areas?
So there's a lot.
Have you ever heard of the term bump, set, spike?
So it was following the footsteps. It was the footsteps of St. Peter and St. Paul
There we go.
trip. So where Paul traveled and where Peter traveled. With, as well, we also went to Venice, which neither of them went to, but it was...
They would have. Could they have?
So we went up there as well. So it was really... So now when I read the scripture and he's talking about like Corinth or Antioch and Pisidia or whatever, I can say, I've been there. I've seen that. And have some concept of that as well. So that was a great trip. And then also when I was in seminary, I went to India. That was also a great opportunity.
Wow.
So, and northern Italy. So northern Italy is very different than southern Italy. India. Northern India is very different than southern India.
It's still true about Italy, though.
I guess so. But I think that southern India is a little bit more developed, and northern India is a little bit poorer on the whole. And we went with Catholic Relief Services, CRS. So if you ever, I don't know if we have done the rice bowl at Good Shepherd, but that's one of their big things that they're known for, is doing those rice bowls. This was back in 2001 that I went there. and it was really, really eye-opening. So going to, well, now I can't think of all the places, but we did go to see Mother Teresa's place. That was really interesting to go there. And Kolkata or Calcutta, I have no interest in ever visiting again.
Really?
Because it was, I mean, there were so many people there. So many people. But I have been thinking of the people in like Kolkata nowadays with this pandemic. I can't imagine social distancing going on there.
That's a good point.
Because there are people people everywhere and cows everywhere.
Yeah.
It was too much.
And when you think about how the Sisters of
Charity,
Sisters of Charity, that sounds wrong for me.
the missionaries. of
Missionaries, thank you, sorry. The Missionaries of Charity, they go out with the people.
Yeah.
Every single day. They're living in the same conditions of the people. That's really
Not my vocation.
That's really dangerous.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's that was a very good trip. I'm very glad that I went. I would like to go back and see southern India because many of our priests that serve here are from southern India. That area is more Catholic. That's the area that's that they claim that St. Thomas went to visit. They really have great pride that St. Thomas the Apostle came and visited India. So the southern area of India has a pretty strong Catholic population. Not so much in the north, but the southern is pretty strong pockets of Catholicism
That's
there.
true.
So I'd like to go and see that and see the places where people, the priests have come over from there to serve in our diocese. My classmate, Father Tom Aduri, is from southern India.
Oh.
And so that's an interesting thing. When we were ordained, so there were 5 in my class. So it was myself, Father John Cordes, who is now at Our Lady of Unity, where I used to be, Father Jerry Arano. We were ordained together. But then also in my class was Father John Riley, who is the chancellor of the diocese and does all kinds of things for our diocese. And then Father Tom Aduri.
They might have one of the most eclectic groups of Ordinandi.
Us?
Yeah.
It's true.
Like all over the board.
We are all
with
over the
lots
board.
of different things.
Uh-huh. We have a former car salesman. We have a former dancer. We have a guy from Mexico. We got a guy from India. And we've got a
Former financial.
Yeah,
exactly.
Insurance, finance, whatever. So
Didn't he work in the Fed at the time?
I don't recall.
No.
Yeah.
The Treasury, I think.
Yeah. But anyway, Father Tom was ordained in India for our diocese. I've never heard anything like that before. But so when he was ordained, I don't know how that worked exactly, but we ordain you for the Archdiocese of Kansas City, Kansas. And he could hardly be farther away from Kansas. I don't think he'd ever been here before. It was just kind of...
That's incredible.
We heard that there was a need, and he said
Father
yes.
Tom Aduri is a fantastic priest.
He is.
does
He's
a lot
awesome.
of really
He's-
good
yeah.
work.
Yeah. Anyway, I've been talking for a long time. Let's talk about your travels.
Well, I've traveled a fair bit, not as extensively as you have, Father Ken, but I have. I went to Poland for World Youth Day a couple years ago, and that was an incredible trip. Poland is beautiful, first of all. It's gorgeous countryside. The Catholicity of its city is incredible. Every time you turn around, there's another gorgeous church. You know why Pope John Paul II came from Poland. The people are just so beautifully Catholic. It's really amazing to see. So I'm a big fan of Poland. They're not on the euro, which is a fantastic thing if you're trying to travel somewhere cheap. So their zloty is like, I don't know, I think when I was there it was 2.9 zloty to 1 or 3.9 zloty to $1. So you could live like a king for $5. It was pretty incredible. So I really am a big fan of Poland, but I spent about 6 to 7 weeks in Spain at one point studying Spanish. So I lived in Avila, Spain. Avila is where Saint Teresa of Avila and Saint John of the Cross are from. And so I actually lived in the monastery of the Incarnation, El Monasterio de la Encarnación, and I learned Spanish there, and I worked in the monastery.
That's why he speaks like this sometimes.
It does come out sometimes. I have a bit of a Castilian accent when I speak to Spanish, so
And I like to tease him.
Yeah, it's true. But if you listen to my Spanish, it's pretty darn Castilian. I've got a little bit of. I try not to give into it too much, so I don't use the theta generally, but the endings of my words with these, I definitely do a little bit of the th with, and I like it. It adds a little bit of texture to it. So it's also a homage to where I learned Spanish. So I speak because of that. But I lived at the monastery there, and that's where I really got acquainted with the writings of Saint Teresa, writings of Saint John. I worked with the sisters there, learned a lot about the Church's spirituality, learned a lot about the venerable tradition of Saint Teresa of Avila, and grew friends there. So I love Avila. I love Spain. I would love to go back. Every time I think about, oh, when am I going to go on vacation, I think, hey, let's go to Spain. Hasn't happened yet, but we'll see. So I'm a big fan of Spain.
Mhm.
It's beautiful. So the culture is wonderful. The language is gorgeous. Castilian Spanish is really beautiful, and they've got just a beautiful Catholicity too. So this is where Saint Teresa was. This is where John of the Cross was. This is where John of Avila was. This is where some of the great Spanish Dominican theologians, Spanish Jesuits were. So if you want a really great Catholic trip, Spain's a great place too. Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Oh yeah, La Sagrada Familia. That's in Barcelona. I've never been to La Sagrada Familia, but that's Gaudi's famous work.
Right.
So that's,
I'd love to see that.
Mhm.
So yeah, so we've been pretty blessed with our opportunities to travel and to see many different things. So all of those things have been really inspirational, for at least for me, for in different ways. So in that same trip in the seminary, I got to spend 3 weeks in Rome, which felt like an eternity after traveling not eternity, but a long time. When we were traveling in Turkey and Greece, if we were there in the same place for 2 days, it was a long stint because we were going spot to spot to spot on the buses.
Mm-hmm.
And once we got to settle down after that for 3 weeks, it's like,
Yeah.
it was really nice to spend 3 weeks in Rome. We were doing our classes and everything, and we used to walk every day to St. Peter's and do our holy hour there. And then before classes began, then walked back. I got a latte, and then we had day of classes, and then we did other things. So that was really nice. But
I've never been to Rome. I was going to go to Rome.
right,
But
he
then
was going to what day? What day were you leaving?
March 4th, I think?
March 4th.
Yeah, I
Can
was
you
gonna-
imagine?
I know.
Can you imagine?
I've
We
been
would never see this guy
quarantined.
again.
Exactly, when it's stuck there. It was actually really bad. It was the whole process because it was less than ideal, obviously, but we were still planning on going the day before, before the death shot up in Italy. That's when we finally called it off. But we were planning. We had a fantastic Airbnb over there. One of my closest priest friends studies in Rome, and so we were going to go and visit him. But unfortunately, it didn't end up working.
Yeah.
We'll make it there eventually. Mm-hmm.
So Istanbul, yes, that was Constantinople, but now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a great city. It was really neat to be there and to visit there.
So the same group of priest friends and I who are going to go to Rome, we're planning on going to Constantinople too.
Okay.
Mhm. Istanbul, Constantinople. Constantinople.
It's nobody's
So.
business but the Turks.
Mhm.
But it was very good. It was also interesting because when we went on that trip, that was we left December 2001, and we had to commit to the trip like I think September 17th, 2001 or something, which a lot of people backed out on going to the trip because if you recall, the only thing that I can think of in my own life that is comparable to our quarantine time was those days after September 11th. And how weird that was and how the world really changed real quick. And there was all that fear, too, about should we be traveling to a Muslim country now? Now, it turns out that we were safe, and Turkey was a very welcoming, beautiful country, beautiful people. We really enjoyed Turkey. It's not as, at least at the time, it was not as radical
Right.
Islamic.
There's a distinction between Muslim countries and Islamic State Muslim
Sure,
countries.
right.
So, no, I don't mean even that with ISIS, but there's a distinction when a lot of the countries like Morocco or these other ones tend to be pretty safe, although I think Morocco might be having some problems right now. I'm not sure about that. But a lot of these countries are very welcoming to foreigners, very welcoming to Christians. The ones that are generally not as safe are the ones that it's an Islamic what's called an Islamic state with an Islamic government that forces a religion on the people. So
Right.
Mm.
But I mean,
because that's actually two different thoughts within the Muslim world, whether or not we should have states like that or the other one.
Sure,
So,
but I will say, I mean, yes, we get that now. But I will say that before 2001, none of us really had thought about the distinction. It's like it's all them Muslims over there, and it's kind of racist or whatever. But we hadn't really thought about those kinds of things much. And then this whole thing blew up on us, and we didn't know what to do with that. So there was some concern about whether that would be safe or not, and how much Americans would have been welcomed over there. That was the other thing.
Certainly.
So that was a concern. But it was fine, and we were safe. But that was really good and interesting. And as far as like just other travel, I don't know if it's interesting, but my family and I love to go to Silver Dollar City. It's one of our favorite places on earth.
I know some of the families in our parish love to go there too.
Yeah. So we went there last summer with our family, and it was lovely. I don't know what's going to happen to like Silver Dollar City this year.
It's so strange to try to think about that. Yeah, who knows?
But I mean, they should be open now, obviously, but I'm sure that they're not. But weird times. But I really like going there. That's one of our family favorite places to go. Do you have any family favorite places? Or
We didn't
anything?
travel.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we would travel to visit other family, basically. So, I loved going to Hershey Park when I was in high school. Hershey Park was about 5 hours from where I lived, and so once or twice. And so I went every year as part of my choir, because our choir would go there every year, and we'd have a fantastic time. But I think my family went one time, maybe twice. I don't recall. But Hershey Park is a really cool place.
Okay. Cool.
So
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, I know. I worked at a theme park back. I worked 2 summers at at Busch Gardens in Virginia, Williamsburg, Virginia. Those were a couple of really fun and interesting summers. It was in my college years. So I was a performer in two different shows there. One show one summer and one show the next summer. It was an interesting experience doing like 5 shows a day.
sounds exhausting.
But you just got used to it, right? So you build up this kind of, now I know how to do it or whatever. And then
Repetition,
on the day the other cast had off, we had 7 shows on Mondays or something, and the other cast had that day off, and then so it was really interesting. I enjoyed that time, and it gave me a new perspective on the whole theme park world.
Right.
So then also I got to check out like Colonial Williamsburg and stuff, and that was neat. So,
That is very cool.
cool way to spend a couple summers. Someone was asking about, I think it was Debbie, who asked who mows our lawn. I don't know. But the magical mowing fairies, neither of us mow it. I like mowing. We don't have a lawnmower though.
We don't know.
So even if I wanted to mow, I couldn't unless I bring out scissors.
Deacon Steve coordinates lawn mowing, I believe.
Yes, right.
Sometimes it's him, sometimes it's other people.
I think that they are some very generous parishioners, I think, from St. Joseph that
Really?
do that.
Okay.
I think, but I don't. I mean, it's one of those things that they just kind of appear and then they're gone, and I hardly get a chance to thank them. So I think I've seen them like once or twice, but usually they are here when I am not, and then all of a sudden my grass got shorter. So it's pretty nice, really. So we're very grateful for their service there. Yikes! We need to send some of us over to mow lawn. Yikes! We need to send some of us over to mow.
I think
lawn.
we've got lawn mown. I wouldn't be too concerned. Don't worry about that. Somebody was mowing our lawn just the other day when I was having a video conferencing.
Right. So,
So-
they do a nice job.
Yep.
I think it's all done out there, but yeah.
That's
I
one
know.
interesting thing about being a priest is you live in rectories and a lot of things get done, but you don't know how it gets done. It'd be hard for us to keep track of it all because you come in for a year at this rectory, and then you have to move
Certainly
out after a couple
associate, yeah.
years, associates, right? So, we appreciate the parish
We do.
doing a lot of that work for us because.
And I think that people are super generous, but I kind of like to get my hands dirty sometimes too, and that's one of the reasons I mentioned I'm taking down my popcorn ceiling downstairs. I bet you that there would be parishioners that'd be fine helping with that, but it's good for me, I think, to do that. So again, it is, Javine, thanks for the note. It is empathetic, right? When I walk with, or I've experienced No, wait, did I get that backwards? No, it's sympathetic.
It would seem.
Now you just told me, and I'll have to pull up your text box. But anyway, just so I can also experience the joy or whatever of doing popcorn ceilings. I don't have to do that a whole lot, but I do want to do it at least once. That's why I want to take down the wallpaper, and I got some help, and I got some parishioners that helped with that. Thanks to Tanya and Rebecca for getting me started. But then I kind of wanted to do that, and so now whenever people talk about wallpaper, it's like I know that I've experienced that. I know what that's like. I don't need to do that all the time, but I need to do it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably my least favorite phrase of all seminarian or priests things is
Nobody actually says it, I don't think. I think there's...
I heard someone did say it. I don't know if they were actually joking or if they were
Really? Okay, I've only heard it said
kind of
sarcastically.
joking. But
So,
there's sometimes I think it might be a little bit. You know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I don't even want you to mention it, but okay, go ahead.
What? I don't have.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't have to mention it.
There we go.
Well, there's sometimes a joke that goes on that seminarians sometimes joke about, and I haven't actually heard people say this either, but these hands are made for chalices, not calluses.
Right,
You know, I
right.
hate that. I hate that.
Nobody says it.
Yeah, but
I mean, maybe.
but anyway, I want to get down in the dirt sometimes. At the same time, I also need to let professionals do their jobs too, and that I really have no business doing some things. Like I want to help out. I want to do to help like move. I can't. It drives me nuts when I'm seeing people like load stuff and I'm just standing there. But I did learn a lesson back at Cure. Like they were moving. There was a moving company or something moving chairs. I'm like, I don't want to just stand around. I want to help out.
Yeah.
And I was like help moving the chairs, and I dropped something, and then I cut my leg. I'm like, okay, this is why I don't do this. Is because I let the professional do this. So if you ever see me standing back, it's not because I think, oh, I'm too good for this or whatever. It's because I'm like, I'm too bad at this actually. So it's like, go ahead, you got it. So, but I do want to have those experiences when I can do something, and it's just a matter of doing some manual labor for a while, and learning what that experience is like. I want to do that. So. Empathetic walk with. Thanks,
There we go.
Javine. The joy. Yes, the joy is very much in quotes. But I did. I really enjoyed doing the wallpaper project last year and the painting, because I turned on some shows or movies or music that I hadn't that's like some movies I'd seen a bit or something I didn't need my full attention on. Like maybe I'd seen the movie like 10 years ago or something. I was like, oh, I'll just put this on, and I don't need to stare at the screen, but it was kind of nice to have in the background. I kind of enjoyed that actually.
I enjoy working around the house. My dad and I used to do a lot of work growing up. I helped him redo the electrical in one of our whole homes. I helped him do plumbing work. I used to work on the car with him. And so I'm handier than I look, but not as handier as I seem.
And I am not a handyman at all. Yeah, I didn't ever do any of that kind of stuff much. I mean, I never had that interest. Like some of my friends had interest in like cars, or I just never had those interests. But my handymanness, I guess, comes in with like my theater background, because I did do like some set work, and that's so I did a lot of painting for sets and everything when I did community and high school theater. You just do those kind of things. So that's where I learned a little bit about stuff, was like set construction. So.
Oh my. Well,
very good. So I think we are running out of time here. So anything else? We haven't gone to the ash cam. Did you have anything to share?
Well, I do have one heresy we can talk about very briefly.
Oh,
it's
my,
a very simple
my
heresy.
favorite heresy. It's my favorite heresy.
It's a very simple heresy.
Okay, wait. I need to pull up the
It's got a great name.
Okay, here we go. There we go.
Are we ready?
My favorite heresy. Go.
Okay, my favorite heresy of the day is Patripassianism.
Woo!
What is Patripassianism?
Please tell.
Patripassianism is the belief that the Father suffered in the crucifixion.
Oh.
So there were some. This is an early Christian heresy that they weren't sure exactly how the Trinity worked yet. It hadn't been fully worked out yet. So there's the idea that somehow it was the Father who was on the cross, or Father suffered in Jesus' person. But we do not believe that. We believe that Jesus, the Son of God, the second person of the Holy Trinity, suffered via his human nature on the cross. So
all right.
So his divine nature did not suffer in that way. His human nature did suffer, but it was truly him, because he had both the human and divine nature. It is united in his one person. So Patripassianism is a heresy.
All right, my favorite heresy of the day. Very good. Thank you so much for bringing that. I know that people do look forward to the My Favorite Heresy segment each day, so very good. I think that's all we have to cover. It seems like there was something else I was going to show, but don't forget tonight we have the 7 o'clock prayer concert jam, not Strawberry, with the 8 o'clock Sunrise Singers choir. It's going to be great. It sounded really beautiful last night. And then we'll have our rosary at 12. And I still need to go. I need to go over there and pick up that Mother Teresa rosary because I forgot it yesterday. So if someone wants to, Joanne, if you're here, or if someone is here that knows exactly where that is, I might need to give a call to Susan because I need to figure out where that rosary is so that we can make sure that we use that one. So,
Okay.
all right. I think
Thank you
that's
all
everything.
so much.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of the day, and we will see you for Fireside Chat on Monday. So thanks so much for tuning in.
God bless you all. Would you like to talk about Martin Luther and why he left the Catholic Church?